We got a vitamin. It's got a height of 6 millimeters and a radius of 3 millimeters as shown. So, okay. So, and it wants to find the, what is the closest total volume? And notice that they want us, look at the final, it's multiple choice. And they want the final answer to still have the pi in it. So on this question, we're going to leave the pi all the way to the end. We're never going to use the pi button on our calculator or put in 3.14 or anything else. We're just going to leave pi as pi and calculate all the rest of the numbers. So, okay. So what kind of shapes do we have going on here? Well, this is a half of a sphere. And this also is a half a sphere. So the half a sphere and a half a sphere. And then in the middle, we have a cylinder, you know, like a soda can shape called a cylinder. So we have a half a sphere on the left side, a half a sphere on the right side, and a cylinder in between. Well, what's a half a sphere and a half a sphere make? It makes a whole sphere, doesn't it? So really, we just, you know, the total volume, is going to equal one whole sphere plus a cylinder, soda can shape, right? Wouldn't you agree? Because it's just that, you know, if you have a half a sphere and a half a sphere together, that makes one whole sphere. I don't need to deal with any half stuff because we have two halves, we have a whole sphere. So I'll just go grab the sphere formula, which is right here, 4/3 pi r cubed. So we have one whole sphere right over here, 4/3 pi r cubed, plus, and then we have a cylinder. Let's grab the cylinder formula. Volume of cylinder, pi r squared h. Pi r squared h. So now, what's our radius? Well, that's just the 3. No mystery there, right? Because that's from the middle to the edge, halfway across the circle. That is the radius. They're not tricking us. I'm not trying to be tricky with that part. So this is 4/3 pi. The radius is 3 plus, and then the again the r is still just 3. And then what's the height? Well, that's the 6, isn't it? It goes from there to there. Missed that a little bit. So the height, this is a soda can laying down on its side. So the height actually goes sideways, right? The top and the bottom are sitting sideways. So the height is 6. That's the height of the cylinder. They even say it up here, right? Height of 6. Okay, so there we go. Now, when we do this calculation, we're not going to use the pi button on our calculator because all their multiple choice options, they just left the pi. So we'll just leave the pi. So that means I'm just going to go, here's what I'm going to specifically do on my calculator. I'm going to go 4 divided by 3 times, and then I'll do the 3's. 3 times 3 times 3. I'm gonna skip the pi. I'll just leave it pi. I'll just leave it there. Hit the rest of the buttons, and it's gonna come out 36 pi. Isn't that good? Just leave the pi sitting there. Do the rest of the numbers. Same thing here. This will be, I'll just leave the pi sitting there. Let's go 3 times 3 times 6, and that comes out 54 pi. So the volume, total volume, and then just add those up, 36 pi and 54 pi, and you get 90 pi. And there it is, 90 pi. So the whole time we just leave pi sitting there as pi and just calculate the rest of the numbers. One whole sphere, because you have two halves, and a cylinder, And just use those formulas and add them up. There we go.